I don't think I need to explain how happy I am to see the gaming genre come into its full stride, sees potential in space sims and space-related games. How long did we have to wait? You OG gamers, you guys been around for a long, long time. How long did we have to wait to see this day come upon us? No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, EVE Online, Star Citizen, Starfield. It's been so long. It's been so long, and I'm so happy to finally see this happen. I don't think I need to express my excitement about this. I've talked about this in the past. I've spoken about my expectations and my experience with Bethesda games, and I'll admit I'm a massive Bethesda fanboy. I just love their storytelling. I love the worlds they create. I'm one of the 5 people that still play Fallout 76. Which, by the way, there was a teaser for something in that too. And I'm so happy to see this finally come together. And look at the biomes. It's beautiful. Look at it. Look, Creation Engine 2, it's not going to be hyper realistic, but it does everything they needed to do. I think it looks great. This is straight out Star Citizen, mining with the handheld devices. I know there's going to be a lot of comparisons we're going to make to Star Citizen in the coming months talking about this game. But I gotta say, everything I've seen so far, I absolutely love. I cannot wait to get in there. I watched this video about 4 times. Every time I sat down, I said, okay, I'm going to make a video about it and speak about it. And I just get swept away. Look, the gunplay looks snappy. It looks crisp. Much improved from the earlier gameplays we saw about it. And as far as the skills involved, we'll take a look at that too. The jetpack, something you got to get early on. I'm so excited to see this happen. I'm so happy to see this all come together. So this isn't going to be another 8 minutes of me talking about how cool this is and how wonderful this is. To be perfectly honest, a lot of the things they're showing us here as far as capabilities, things which blew people away, like the ability to walk inside a spaceship. If you've backed Star Citizen, you've been doing this for years already. But there were a couple of surprises, and walking inside your spaceship is one of them. The other one was being able to board another spaceship, which is something we didn't know about. You know what? That's going to be the topic of this video. A couple of things you may have missed. Yes, the food looks awesome. And as far as what we expected, or as far as what I expect to see what come on Starfield, everything I expected is there, and more. So I cannot wait. I'm still pondering about buying that box with the watch. I don't know. We'll see. If this video does well, then yes, I will. But I'm on the fence about that. I mean, it is a cool watch. Will you wear it? I don't know if I'll be wearing it. But let's go forward a bit and look at some more clips here. So, the star map. So one thing we know right away is the ability to travel to the outer reaches is not something you'll be able to do right away in the game. You have to build your way up. You have to build up the skill, which allows you to travel further. And the further out you go, no doubt the more difficult it is, the high level of the weapon. By the way, you can see the person's hand there in first person. This is something which hasn't... I love the animation there. That seeing your body in first person besides your hands in Bethesda games is not something which has been around. Though I know I had to go in and double check this, but if you go to first person in Bethesda games, in Fallout or Skyrim, and you look down, you don't see your feet. Now, we saw in the cockpit anyway, you can see the body. I think that's great for immersion. I don't know if that's something that's actually going to be in the full game. If you're in first person, look at the beautiful landing animations. It's so awesome. When you are in first person in this game, will you be able to look down and see your feet? I know it's something really small and not important to a lot of people, but there's actually mods in Skyrim to allow you to look down and see your feet. So if this ever does go for VR, or there's a VR capable version of this eventually, that's going to be a pretty critical feature to go in there. Now, there's so much to discuss about what is shown to us in this. I know there's so many videos which discussed it already, so I'm not going to sit here and go through the entire thing and pinpoint tiny little things. What I'm going to do instead is hop over to Reddit, to one of the few subs which hasn't gone dark recently. Look at this guy benching. That's about 225 easy. Yeah, that's definitely my guy. But I think what we'll do is hop onto Reddit, because they've been very good at picking out a lot of small details about this game, which haven't been seen in too many videos. And we'll do this post here done by Social Darwinism, and he's talking about the skills he's seen mentioned so far. So there are 5 family skills: the physical, social, combat, science, and tech. To those of you who've played Fallout or Skyrim, this is nothing strange. This is pretty common. And what we've seen so far, what he can see from the video we've seen, the physical, there's a decontamination skill, which increases your slight chance to recover from infections naturally. This is very reminiscent of being able to basically heal yourself in Fallout 76 or Fallout 4 from radiation. You can actually have a skill which will allow you to overcome radiation sickness faster, and that's what that looks like. Martial arts, I guess, for unarmed combat. Neuro strikes, don't know too much about that. Can use fists in combat or give fists more strength in combat. I guess that's for unarmed melee, which we've seen demonstrated. Wellness is embracing an active lifestyle and good nutritional habits. What was that guy? Speaking of, one may improve the overall sense of health and even gain prolonged life expectancy. What does that mean? That you can live longer? I guess it's just an increased health pool. That's all it's going to be, just increased HP. So I guess that's a default for a lot of people, just want a bigger HP pool. Stealth for a combatant who values discretion above all else, so we know how stealth works. Guaranteed, if this is anything like Skyrim, you guys are all going to end up as a stealth sniper. We know it's going to happen. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to skip all my initial ideas for first playthrough and go right for the stealth sniper playthrough from... Actually, I won't. No, let's not. Let's save it for the last playthrough because it's OP. You know it's going to be OP. So stealth, definitely. Weightlifting, this is going to mean the more weight you can... I guess the more your carry weight, most likely. That's what that is. The stronger your skill in that, the more carry weight, the more items you can loot. And because I know you guys are all loot goblins, you're going for that. So under the social skill, what they're finding so far, there's intimidation. We've seen this in the Fallout games where you can basically talk your way into certain rooms or talk your way to get certain things by intimidating the people you are talking to. There's instigation. That's when combat is required. It can be advantageous to convince others to do the fighting for you. So yeah, again, this is a skill we've seen in other games. Commerce. In a cell systems free market economy, almost anyone with the right skill set can open and run successful business. This most likely is very similar to what we've seen in Fallout games where you can sell items for more money. It's the bartering skill, basically. I'm not sure what they mean by running a business, but very likely for your loot goblins who want to just collect everything and sell it, the commerce skill is the skill which is going to give you the most bang for your buck on that. Now, along with sneak comes theft, where you'll be able to pickpocket individuals. If you've ever played a Bethesda game before, the higher your pickpocket skills, or it's called theft in this game, the less chance you've been caught. So if you sneak behind someone, you can actually remove items from them. At the highest levels in Skyrim, you can just strip them bare completely and have no clothes. I doubt that's what's going to happen here, but that's what that skill is about. Scavenging. This is a skill from Fallout where basically you'll find more items in loot boxes. Great for early game, not so important later on. I don't think this is a skill that's too important, but again, loot goblins supposed to go for that. Leadership skills, this is going to do with companionship. You gain affinity 15% faster. So you most likely have to complete certain tasks for certain guilds or individuals. And the more things you do for them, the more likely they are to come work with you or for you. That's what the leadership skill is going to be about. Outpost management, unknown, xenosociology, lets you control aliens. All right, that is interesting, and we saw a slight example for that in the demo. Down to combat skills. Marksmanship speaks for itself. The better you'll be at a certain weapon. Dueling. It's going to do with melee weapons, all right. Rapid reloading speaks for itself. Pistol certification speaks for itself. Targeting, I suspect that will be something to do with range. The better your targeting skill, the better you'll be at hitting, or you'll do more damage at range. That's from a Fallout game. Rifle certification, same thing. The more you use rifles, the more you get certified for the skill, the more damage you do on that rifle. Ballistics, the more you use ballistics, the better damage you'll do with ballistic weapons, and you'll choose between, I guess, energy weapons, laser weapons, and ballistics. Whatever you tend to use more, the more your skill gets up there. Shotgun certification, same story as above. Moving down to the science skills, astrodynamics. Advanced technology is one thing, but it takes skill, patience, and a little bit love to coax even a ship's grav drive. That's what we saw in the beginning with the map, that you'll only be able to go to certain places which are close to you. As you use the ship more and travel more, your astrodynamic skills improve, and you'll be able to reach the outer reaches of the map where better resources and more powerful enemies exist. So that's the way of kind of gatekeeping the distance you can travel. You have to level up that skill. Astrophysics is what comes to scanning. The higher astrophysics skill, the better your chance of discovering things which are important to you. So I guess, again, the more you use it, the better you become. Chemistry. You can create improved chems and research additional chems at the research lab. This is similar to the food mechanics in Fallout, where you can make better foods, and better foods give you better perks. I guess that's coming over. Gastronomy kind of ties into that. Surveying ties in with astrophysics, I'm guessing, where you get to decipher all that data while on the ground to become an essential asset. I guess this improves your scanning skills on the ground, what it sounds like. Medicine. Only through advancements in medical training and technology has humanity ever been able to withstand the galaxy's dangers. So what this is very like the healing or the medical perks in the Fallout game, where the higher your skill in that, the more you heal yourself. Not a critical skill, but one that is helpful if you do a lot of combat, I guess, that if you apply the band-aid on, you heal more if your skill is higher. Outpost engineering, I suspect this has to do with the size of the outpost you can possibly, or the amount of items or the type of items you can use. Botany will have to do with your ability to identify and use plants for medicinal or food needs. And geology, most likely do a scanning and finding raw materials needed. Moving on to tech, there's a lot in here. Lasers. Personal laser weapon is widespread across the settlements and specialized in the effectiveness. All right, so the more you use lasers, the better you become. Same with robotics, same with payload, same with security. While the standardized digital locking mechanism is renowned for, okay, this is lockpicking. All right, security is basically the lockpicking skill from Elder Scrolls. Missile weapon systems, very likely the same as any other weapon. The more you use it, the better you become. I guess this applies towards your spaceship, because I didn't see any handheld missile launchers, but this will apply to your ship. The more effective your missiles become, the higher your skill, the more effective the missiles from your ship become. Maybe shorter lock times or greater damage. Particle beam weapon system speaks for itself. This is your lasers on your ship. The higher your skill, the more powerful or the faster they shoot, or both. And boost pack training. This is what one of the devs said he went for right away. Yeah, totally. Stealth, for me personally, going stealth with boost pack training from the beginning. I'm going to do the Boba Fett playthrough. You know, you have to do that. Piloting, I'm not sure what the piloting skill will be there, because I guess your ship is able to maneuver faster, either rotational speeds or in a straight line. Maybe that's what it is. And starship engineering is most likely your ability either to repair your own ship or salvage from other ships. The higher skill, the better you'll be able to complete that task. That's what I see happening from there. So a couple of other very interesting tidbits which have come across Reddit. We mentioned that where you can see your body in first person. Again, I don't know if this is going to be throughout the game or just in the cockpit, but being able to actually look down and see your body, it sounds like something small, but it's actually pretty complicated to pull off in the game correctly. Now, the walking inside your ship, it seems a lot of people are surprised by this. I expected this at bare minimum, because what's the point of just being able to sit in your ship, EVE style, EVE Online, and not being able to go inside the ship? Elite Dangerous players know the pain. So obviously being able to go into a ship and walk around a ship, not only that, but also design your ship from the ground up is an awesome feature. And this is a little clip from right at the end of the video where they showed the guy raising his hand, and then it looked like either gravity turned off or he's using some kind of force push. So far, the theory crafting in the space magic is the more of those rare alien relics you get, some kind of powers are bestowed upon you. There's mixed reactions to this I've seen around social media so far. Some people saying, oh, it's like so unrealistic in the game, but I think it fits perfectly. I love the idea of space wizards. And this seems to be something which they didn't show much of. All they showed was a clip, was basically 5 seconds of the player raising his hand and everyone just flying through the hole there. So some kind of force push or Fuss Rodar, if you will, in Starfield. I'm excited to see that. The other little tidbit which I showed is this the arch from St. Louis. Now, this is obviously on Earth, and I guess we'll have to discover what happened to Earth, because it looks like it was totally devastated. There's like a barren desert that looks destroyed. So there's obviously some mystery or something happened to Earth. I'm hoping we find out what happens with that. And this was interesting. So during the flight, you come across an NPC named Grandma, And they said, oh, you can go on there and you can board her ship, and that's cool. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this is a nod to Shirley Curry. And Shirley Curry is a YouTuber who plays a lot of Skyrim. And she's basically been given a nod here. She's 87 years old, and she does the cutest videos, and she goes on and she reads books to you in Skyrim. She's awesome. And very well known in the Skyrim community, and so it looks like they basically made her an NPC in the game. Not only that, but one of the default characters is, sure, that's her, right? So a default character, if you want to play through as Skyrim Grandma, you can. I love that they did that. It's a wonderful nod to her, and I hope she sticks around for another 10 years so she can get the Elder Scrolls 6 and get in there too. But that's basically all that I wanted to bring to you in this video. There's going to be a lot more to talk about once this is all out. And I just love everything I've shown so far in this. And there's more to talk about on the topic of Star Citizen versus Starfield. We'll do more on that. But for now, ladies and gents, let's wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to this channel, follow me. There's going to be so much more to talk about this game and where I hope to see it going. I'll give you a little tidbit. If this does well, and I see no reason why it will not, I don't see a reason why they can't. Oh, look at that. That was beautiful. I don't see why they don't go the same route as Fallout 76, where they make a co-op or a multiplayer part to this. The technology is there. They've done it in 76. They've got to change a couple of things around and make it work for it, because so many people will flock to a multiplayer game of this. Fingers crossed. I hope it goes there. But first, 2 months to go till this comes out. I'm excited. You're excited. Follow this channel, you meatbag. I'll catch you in the next one.